students. So today we will be learning about this chapter called Our Environment. So before we go to the chapter, I would request you to go ahead, bring your textbook, your classwork, a pencil and a pen. If you don't have it already, pause the video, go get your textbook, classwork, pencil and your pen. Right. So today we are going to learn about our environment. So what exactly will we learn today? We will learn about what exactly is environment, what are the things in environment, and what happens in an environment. Now, what is an environment? If you step out of your house and look around, what are the things you see? Can you tell me few things that you see? Can you? If you step out of your house, and what are the things that you see? There are trees, there is a sky, there is this land, sometimes there's a water bed nearby, a lake or a pond, and you can see humans, you can see animals, etc., right? So all this is our environment, right? And today we will look into a little more details of our environment. Now, before we start the chapter, I would like you to request to take your classwork and take your pen and write down these two important words. Okay? These are the new words that you would be learning today. So make a note of this two words. Okay? The first one is abiotic components. The second one is biotic components. Now, if you look into the textbook, you have the meaning of this word. However, first write down the word, then I'll help you with the meaning. So I'll wait for you to write down. Okay, so if you have written down, let me just explain a small and give you a small example so you will understand what is abiotic and biotic. Now, bio means life, right? You've heard of the subject biology because it deals with bio means life. Now, biotic and abiotic. Biotic are anything that has life, and abiotic is anything that does not have life. So, when you add the letter A with biotic, it becomes abiotic. A stands for absence, okay? Abiotic, absence of life, and biotic means presence of life. Now, we will look into details of this in the lesson as we study. As of now, these are the things that you need to understand. This is the two words. One is abiotic, another one is biotic. Abiotic refers to non-living and biotic refers to living. Right. So, like I told you, we are going to look into the study of environment. So, let's see what is this environment. First of all, this word environment, where did this origin from? Now, the textbook says this came from a French word which says environner, okay, the French word environner. The origin of the word environment came from the French word environner. Okay, now remember this word and take your textbook and the pencil and underline the word environner in the first paragraph. Okay, and the first line, it says the term environment is derived from a French word environner, which means surroundings. What does it mean? Surroundings. Now, I already gave you an example of what surroundings is. Surrounding means when you step out of your house, what do you see around you is surroundings. So, environment basically means the surroundings and the components in the surroundings. Now, let's take this as an example for environment. Okay, now I want you to imagine that you are in this environment and look at the surrounding. Okay, and tell ma'am, what do you find here? Okay, look at the surrounding. You are in this environment and you are in this surrounding, and tell ma'am, what do you find here? Okay, as you are finding, let me write what I see here. I see a tree, I see water, I see grass, I see a flower, rock, and the sun is setting, so the color. And what else? Do you see flowers? Yes. Okay, so now when you step out of the environment, you see many things, and few things that we saw here we listed down, right? We see the trees, the flowers, the rock, the grass, the water, the sun that is setting. Okay, so just the sky. Let's put that as sky. So these are the things that we identified in our environment or surrounding. In the similar manner, we get to see things that are in our surroundings. Now, when we look at things that are in our surroundings, can we classify them based on abiotic and biotic components? I want you to look into this, and can we classify them into abiotic and biotic? What is abiotic? Non-living. And what is biotic? Living. So the sun, the sky, the water, the grass, the flower, rock, tree. This comprises of two different types of components. One of them is living, that is biotic. The other one is abiotic, which is non-living. So, for example, the sky, the sun, the water, the rock are examples of abiotic components in this environment, whereas the grass, the flower, the tree is an example of biotic components in this environment. Let's move on. We are going to see two types of components in our environment. Everything that we see in nature can be divided into mainly two things. Okay, one is natural, second one is human. Okay, so what is natural? What do you think natural is? Natural means everything that we see on earth which already existed, which naturally existed, which was either created or it was already existed in nature, either created by God or which was already existing, which humans did not create. Okay, so when we step out into the environment, there are so many things that we see which was naturally existing, which was already there. Now, in that naturally existing environment, there is physical and there is biological. Now, what is physical and what is biological? We will look at it. Before that, the second kind of thing that we see after natural is human. Everything made by humans comes under the title human. So, there are two types of environment, that is natural environment and human environment. So, let's revise. The first thing we said is the surroundings is called an environment, and now the second thing that we need to know is there is two types of environment. the entire environment, if we take the environment, it can be divided into two types. One is natural and the other one is human. Now, under natural, everything that existed, and under human, everything that is created by humans is an human environment. And under natural environment, there are two types. How many types? Let's take natural environment. Under natural environment, there is physical environment and biological environment. Now, if you remember, ma'am taught you two new words. One is biotic and other one is abiotic. Now, every component that is related to biotic, bio comes under biological environment. So, everything that you see that was already existent in your surrounding and that is living is biological environment, and everything that is already existing in your surroundings but it has no life is called the physical environment. Okay. Now, can you think of few biological environment examples? What are few biotic things that we see in our environment? Those will be the example of biological environment. Example, tree, plants, humans, animals, all of them are living and we see all of them in our environment. So that is biological environment. And what are the few abiotic things in the environment that comes under physical environment? What is it? The stone, the sky, the water, etc. Okay. Now, there is something that happens between this physical and biological environment which we will see. Okay. Right. There is something very important that happens between this physical and biological environment. Now, tell me, what is under physical environment? Is it biotic or abiotic component? Abiotic component, and here it is biotic component. Now, between this physical and biological environment, there is always a constant interaction. What is it? Constant interaction. That is a give and take that happens between biological and physical environment. Now let me give you an example. Let's take a tree. Okay. And let's take rain or water. Let's take sun. Okay. And let's take the air. Now, I don't know how to draw air. Okay. Now, if we take the example of a tree, can it survive on its own? Can it live on its own? No, it needs Food. And how does trees and green plants make food? Photosynthesis. Now, what are the things that is needed for photosynthesis? It needs water, it needs sunlight, and it needs carbon dioxide. Correct? Yes. Now, from the abiotic or the physical environment, the biological environment is taking air, sunlight, and water. For this one's existence, the tree has to exist. So, it takes resources from the physical environment. In the same way, there are physical environments which depend on man-made activities or the biological environment. So there is always a constant interaction between the physical environment and the biological environment. This movement or this constant exchange is called as interaction. Now, come to interaction between physical and biological environment. It says the physical and biological environment is interrelated. There is a constant interaction between the two in the form of transfer of energy and matter. The biotic and abiotic elements of the environment go through a number of changes, and any change in one is bound to affect the other. Now, please underline the statement, the physical and biological environment is interrelated. There is a constant interaction between the two in form of transfer of energy and matter. What is happening here? When this interaction happens between the physical and biological environment, there is transfer of energy. Remember this word, transfer of energy. You might not study this year, but this is important. Transfer of energy. What is being transferred? The energy. Energy is being transferred. Okay? In the interaction. Right. Let's get back to the textbook. Right. Changes in air, water, and every landform features occur directly or indirectly due to solar energy. These changes in turn affect the biological environment. The biotic elements depend on abiotic elements for their survival. For example, all plants obtain their food from land, water, air, and sunlight. We saw that. All animals get their food directly or indirectly from plants. Now, we saw that there is an interaction between physical and biological environment. Now, because of that, the photosynthesis of the trees and plants happens, and because trees and plants are growing, who gets food? Animals, right? So it's like a constant circle that goes around. Then, let's see another thing. The biotic elements also affect the physical environment in many ways. For example, the plant releases oxygen in the air, and burrowing animals dig up the soil. The burrowing animals dig up the soil and make it loose. Human beings, with their varied activities like agriculture, cutting of trees, mining, construction of roads and buildings, also cause a number of changes in the physical environment. Now, let's see how does this biological environment make a change in physical environment. Do we know that the plants release oxygen? Yes. So when the release of oxygen happens from the biological environment, it happens to the physical environment. Now when there is oxygen, there is fresh air. Now the clearance of the atmosphere happens, or the surroundings happen, because plants emit oxygen, and there is a change in physical environment. Why? There is a release of air. Second thing, when human beings do a lot of things, right? They cut down trees, there's deforestation, they build, there are more vehicles, the emission of smoke. Does this impact the physical environment? Yes. The things that humans do, or things that any biological animals do, impact the physical environment. Let's take the example of an animal, right? There are burrowing animals who dig the soil. What happens? The soil becomes loose and the roots and the plants grow more deeper. Now, the animals are also impacting the physical environment, which is the land. So there is a constant give and take between the physical and the biological environment. Now, under what is physical and biological environment coming under? Do you remember? We learned something. It's coming under the natural environment, right? Physical and biological. Now, what is natural and human? These are the two types of environment. One is natural and human. Now, we covered the natural environment. Let's look into the human environment. What is human environment? Human environment basically means everything that is created by man, everything that is made by man, everything that a man uses to live. So everything created by man comes under the human environment. So, starting from the vehicles he uses to travel, starting from the buildings that he makes to live in, vehicles, right, for transportation, and clothes he wears, and communication, etc. See, there's roads, all that commands us transportation and commute. So everything that is created by human for his existence comes under human environment. Simple. Let's see. Human environment is formed by human beings, their creation, their activities, and their social, economic, political, and other conditions in which they live. So, what does it include? It includes man-made things like car, bike, road, railways, name it. Whatever is made by man, the buildings, etc. Now, before we end this lesson, let's see if you can identify what is natural and what is human environment from this picture. Let's take the cow. Now, first is natural, second is human. Now, we know environment has two types. First one is natural environment and human environment. Now look at this picture and tell me if they are natural environment or human environment. Look at the cow. Is the cow natural environment or human environment? If you said natural environment, you are correct. It is natural environment. The house, the building, is there a natural environment or a human environment? It's a human environment. Why? Because this is created by human. Why is this natural? Because it was already existing. Is this natural or human? This is natural. Now, did we see under natural there are two types? Did we study that? Under natural environment there are two types. What is it? Physical and biological. What is physical? Anything that is existing in the surrounding which does not have life, right? And biological, anything that is in the surrounding which is existing and it has life. And this comes under natural environment only, okay? Now, tell me, the sun, is it physical or biological? What is it? It's physical because sun does not have life, right? Cow, is it physical or biological? It is biological. Why? Because it is living. Now, let's have a quick recap on what we studied. And then we will have one last topic to cover. The first thing we did is our environment, and we learned the two key terms, biotic environment and abiotic environment. Then we saw what is environment, and the word environment came from the French word environner, and we said the meaning is surroundings. And we said the environment, that is our entire environment, is divided into two types. First one is natural, the second one is human. And we said natural environment is further divided into two types, that is physical and biological. And what is physical and biological? Anything that has life comes under biological, and without life comes under physical. And we said there is a constant give and take between both of this, and the word we used is interaction. And then we saw human environment. Everything that is made by human is called a human environment. Now, the last topic for today is, under natural environment, there are four realms or four domains. Once more, where does natural environment come? In the types of environment, the first type is natural environment, and the natural environment has four domains, okay? If we take the entire natural environment, we can break it into four domains. First one is lithosphere, then hydrosphere, atmosphere, and biosphere, okay? Lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, biosphere. Litho stands for land, hydro stands for water, atmo stands for air, bio stands for life. Now we will be looking at this in our next class, okay? So that is it for today's class. So complete what ma'am asked you to do, write it in your classwork, the words, and I hope you have underlined it. And once you are done writing, send the picture to me, and thank you. Have a good day.